After many years of wanting to beat the original Legend of Zelda game, I have finally done it. To many, this probably isn't that big of an accomplishment, but to me, it's a pretty big deal. I am really happy to have finally done it, and in this video, I am going to be walking you through my journey. The game started off as any typical Legend of Zelda playthrough would. I picked up the sword and began my adventure. As I began adventuring, there were a few hiccups, but eventually I got the hang of things and was even able to pick up an extra heart. I then continued adventuring and found myself in the first dungeon. While pushing through the dungeon, I did die a few times, but luckily you just respawn in the starting room and are able to continue moving through. After about 10 minutes, I finished the first dungeon and was able to move on. I wonder if you can just like W key him. Like, just... The W key! Upon finishing dungeon number 1, I went to get the first sword upgrade. This is a very valuable thing to have, and I decided that it was worth getting before dungeon number 2. You know what else is worth it? Hitting the like button! Sorry, I don't know what got into me there. Let's continue the story. After getting the sword, I went on a journey looking for the second dungeon, and wow, did it take forever. I ended up looking for over an hour, and in the end, I just looked up where it was. My adventure wasn't for nothing, though. I ended up picking up a few valuable items and some heart pieces, so that was awesome. When I finally got to dungeon number 2, it was pretty simple, and I think my reaction to beating it says it all. Okay. Now we're at a boss. No, that was the boss? Bruh, I one-tapped him. That's the boss? Are you kidding me? After getting through dungeon number 2, I headed off to dungeon number 3. Nothing all that exciting happened between this time, so... W-key! That was not clean or pretty, but I did it. Then it was time for dungeon number 4, a dungeon that proved to be extremely difficult, but not for the reason that you would expect. I somehow ended up running out of keys, and it really threw me for a loop. This was able to happen because in the original Legend of Zelda, you just have an overall key count that you can use anywhere on the map. And for some reason, I ran out. This made Dungeon 4 take almost an hour, but eventually I got the job done. Damage boost! Woo! After Dungeon 4, I went and got the final sword upgrade, then spent 2 hours grinding out Dungeon 5, 6, 7, and 8. Dude, it plays the Mario sound. Wow, I 2-tapped the boss! Oh, there we go. Wow, I got the boss! He gets invincibility frames. He gets more invincibility frames than Link. Get 2 of them if possible? Yeah. Then it was time for Dungeon 9. The ultimate challenge. This dungeon alone took about an hour to complete, and honestly, it wasn't because it was hard. It was because I ran out of bombs and they are required to progress. This was extremely frustrating, but it didn't stop me. In the end, I kicked Ganon's butt and won. You just have to run around hoping you poke him? Oh, you can walk anywhere other than the skull. I was just hitting an invisible thing. Like, I kept hitting Ganon. Wait. This is it. Die, Ganon! I beat the game! I did it! Oh, I think this is the end. I do think that this is the end. Yep, this is it. Wait, what do I do? Oh, put the fire out. I did it! Woo! And there you have it, my journey of beating the original Legend of Zelda. If you, for some strange reason, want to hear and see the many parts of the story that got left out, a link to the stream is on screen right now.